Speaker.
Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, emerging out of the fog is the shape of the opposition monster that's going to put itself before the New Zealand public. Well, what we do know is that the public need to trust the opposition. So let's just have a quick look at who it might be. Well, a Labor leader who knows about trust because he's got a secret one. David Cunliffe. And he still won't reveal the donors to his secret trust. And he is going to be in coalition with the Cash for Clemency Green Party, who went to the .com mansion and promised that they would oppose the extradition of Kim.com in return for something, which we aren't sure what it is. So the leader with the secret trust combined with, in coalition with the party with the cashed up clemency. And that still doesn't get them there. We then have to add on New Zealand...
Order.
Mr. Speaker,
Point of order.
Point of order,
Dr. Russell Norman.
Mr. Speaker, the Minister is making an allegation of corruption. I take offence at that allegation.
Order. There was no allegation of corruption that I heard. This is a robust general debate. The member will have his opportunity to respond. Honourable Bill.
Well, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order.
Order. Can I just clarify that this is not in any way relitigating a ruling I've just made?
I'm seeking a clarification as to whether you believe cashed up clemency is an allegation of corruption or not.
Order. No, I don't. Honourable Bill English.
And Mr. Speaker, you have to add... Mr. Speaker...
Order!
Coming from Trevor Mallard.
Honourable Bill English.
And Mr. Speaker, what you then need to add to that mix is New Zealand's first... Order! New Zealand's...
Order! I'm sorry to interrupt the member. Would the Honourable Trevor Mallard stop that barrack and get himself under control, otherwise he will be asked to leave the chamber. Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, it is a bit rich hearing for the member for outrageous lies getting upset.
Point of order. Order. This is a point of order, Grant.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. I have 2 points of order. The first of those is that the last comment by the Minister of Finance was completely outside of standing orders. The second is that previously, just recently, you've ruled in this House about the kinds of comments that will lead to disorder. Mr. English's initial comment about so-called cashed-up clemency clearly is within one of those. It's disparaging towards members in the House in the same way, very quiet in the point of order here as usual, in the same way that you accused opposition members of doing last week.
Order. I'll hear from the Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr. Speaker, it would be inappropriate to rule out cash for clemency or clemency cash payments, for example, while the House has been so ready to listen to allegations from the opposition of cash for access.
Order. The House does need to settle down. The final comment that I heard from Bill English was not going to lead to disorder. I'm not sure whom it was directed to, whether anybody took offence. That would be one way of moving it forward. But I asked the whole House to tone themselves down for Bill English to be allowed to continue his contribution.
Order, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Order. This is a point of order. I require it to be heard in silence. Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Mr. Speaker, you heard the Minister address a member of this House as the member for outrageous lies.
No,
that is unparliamentary. No one needs to take offence.
I've just addressed that. I'm not sure. It was a remark that will lead to disorder. I accept that. I don't know who it was directed to. I'm deciding this, not the Honourable Trevor Mallard. If it was directed to somebody that took offence, then that person can stand and acknowledge they've taken offence, and then I might be inclined to ask the member to withdraw it. I don't think it was directed at anybody, but I'm unsure of that. At this stage, the House needs to settle down. This is a general debate that is always going to be a lively debate, and we're not going to get much further if we're going to have pointless points of order attempting to interrupt a member's speech.
Point of order, Mr Speaker.
Order. I will hear Grant Robinson, but it will be heard in silence.
Mr Speaker, Bill English quite clearly said that's rich coming from Trevor Mallard, the member for Outrageous Lies. That's what he said.
Order.
It is.
Order. I did not hear that interjection. If Mr Mallard heard it and he's taken offence, he knows the way to progress this.
Point of order, Mr Speaker.
Order.
Mr Speaker.
I am getting to the stage when my patience is running very thin with this waste of time in the general debate. I will hear from the Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Mr Speaker, I take offence at that outrageous suggestion
Then
about
the member will resume his seat. The Honourable Trevor Mallard has taken offence at a comment made by the Honourable Bill English. I ask him to stand, withdraw and apologise.
Speaker, I'll withdraw and apologise.
Thank you. Now,
Mr.
the
Speaker,
member can continue his speech.
Then add to the mix New Zealand's first foreign-owned political party, the Mana Party. They want to ban foreign owners of houses. We want to ban foreign owners of political parties, who a party I understand has received $500,000 and is going to join an alliance, and that's before you get to New Zealand First. And New Zealand First, all we can say about New Zealand First is when they're not making gratuitous and excessive allegations about members of Parliament, the like of which I've never heard in here before. They're being investigated for the dodgy use of parliamentary capital.
Point of order.
Order. I can anticipate the point of order. Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Speaker, I am asking that minister to withdraw and apologise.
And I agree.
That is totally
I will
false.
ask it. Order. I will ask him to do so. The Honourable Bill English will stand, withdraw and apologise that remark. It's an investigation that has nothing to do with this House. It's a matter for me to determine. Honourable Bill English, stand, withdraw and apologise.
Mr Speaker, I'll withdraw and apologise.
Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, if that collection of individuals, clearly thin-skinned individuals, imagine how they'll get on with each other when it comes to... Well, we just start with the Labor Party about how they're getting on with each other, so let's listen to Labor's immigration policy. Saturday, David Cunliffe on The Nation, we tried to manage immigration of, say, between 5 and 15,000 net positive. Monday, May 20th, Phil Twyford on Radio New Zealand, quote, David Cunliffe said this weekend we will get to a stable number between 5 and 15,000 net migration. Well, this is starting to sound like a coherent policy with some numbers. We haven't had one of those before. But Tuesday I woke to bad weather and such disappointment. David Cunliffe, those aren't my words. That's not our position. And there we were thinking they'd finally got it together. Further pressed on what Labor's net migration target would be, he had a better idea. We'd have to work that out. So that's what you do. You announce the policy, make sure your spokesman endorses it, then change it, and then say you didn't have one. And then at the end of it, say, no, we haven't talked about a numerical target. OK, so now we've got a 5 or 4 party mixed ownership model coalition, partly foreign owned. The mixed ownership model, well, it could be 15% foreign ownership. Our target was always 85%.
Point of order.
Order. Point of order, right Honourable Winston.
Of all the offences, the worst one that one can allege against another party is that it's foreign owned. That's against standing orders and has been for decades.
Order.
No, yes, it is.
Order. Member resume his seat. This is a general debate. Honourable Bill English.
What's that? Well, clearly the economic caucus of that opposition being King.com, the secret leader of the Mana Party. No, is it the Internet Mana?
Order. The member's time has expired. Order. Honourable David Cunliffe.
Mr. Speaker, we might have a number of potential coalitions.